Go to bat first.
Yeah, yeah, okay, no worries. Hi, Johnny. Mike Corkin here. Thanks. Good to see you again. You must be looking forward to playing rugby again as distinct from being a water boy.
Yeah, I don't know how good a water boy I am, getting angry on the touchline. But yeah, looking forward to getting back full training tomorrow with the team, and looking forward to it. Looking forward to like you said, getting back on the pitch and trying to put in a performance.
And how has the rehab gone on a more serious note?
Yeah, it's been good. I suppose it was a weird one, to if you think about how many kicks I've taken in my career, and I strained my hamstring for the second time, and the first time was probably about 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. So there was something going on there that is not normal, and we hopefully figured it out, and hopefully I'll be better for it going forward. So returned to kicking sort of back end of last week, and things have been going okay. So yeah, looking forward to the weekend.
Now, you've mentioned a word there, and I'm not being pedantic by picking you up on it, but you said you were kind of getting angry at the side of the pitch. I mean, is that out of frustration, or is that because you know that this team is a lot better than the performances that we've seen, probably more consistent perhaps in the last few weeks?
Oh, well, to be honest, I was more having a joke at myself, fighting with touch judges and fourth officials and stuff like that. So that was just more of a dig at myself. In terms of the games, I suppose, look, the England game was a proper test match. A lot of kick in and pressure, and I thought the lads did really well for parts of it, and then at other times, as a team, we, giving them the 12-point lead again, based off two small errors, like, you know what I mean, and then you have to chase the game a little bit more, which plays into their hands. So we're probably learning the same lessons as we have over the last few times we played England. I've been there as well, and it's a tough place to do. They've got a very good pack and good defence, and the lads are trying to chase the lead over there. And then obviously Georgia, I thought we started the game brilliantly. First 40, I thought we looked very good. A couple of those, obviously the try that wasn't given, Stewart's try, great pass by Jacob. I felt his hands go backwards, and like if you're talking about, every pass would be forward. If you slow down every pass when you're running like Jacob was, you can see where the ball leaves his hands, it's going back. But momentum, otherwise you're just going to get people standing still and passing, So I felt that was, a tough decision, and that, something like that. And then James Ryan probably felt he scored before half time, which they didn't check. So, a difference another score makes in a game like that is huge. But that's not getting away from, and Andy said it. He said it to you guys, and he said it to the team after. It wasn't good enough. Second half wasn't good enough. So we can forget about the good stuff in the first half and the little bit of misfortune of the two tries. But second half, even if we'd scored those two tries, second half's not good enough. It's not our standard, and we're not getting away from that. And we hope to right those wrongs over this week, and then Six Nations is massive then, but we need to try and put it all together on Saturday. I think we've shown bits and pieces, and it just hasn't been consistent enough, and we need to get that out there for 80 minutes on Saturday.
And just a final question from me. I mean, it's your last game together for this year, effectively. How important is it that you close out this with the section of the year with a victory? I mean, it's your last game, it's your last get together before a Six Nations Championship.
That's it. It's obviously first season with this new group, and it's been stop start, obviously, for obvious reasons, and we've come together for this prolonged period of time, and we feel we've done some really good learning and some really good work, and we haven't put it out there for people to see, and this Saturday is about trying to do that, trying to put all the pieces together, take all the lessons, and put out a performance that we're proud of, that leads us into the Six Nations, because we have big aspirations, this group, and we want to start taking steps forward, and we'll be the first to admit we haven't put the performance in for a full 80 minutes that we want. We've shown bits and pieces that have been really good, some stuff that hasn't been so good, but we're determined to put in an 80-minute performance.
very much. Have a good game.
Thanks.
Hi Johnny, appreciate everything you've just said there, and it has been a very difficult year, first year under Andy Farrell and all the rest. But like bottom line, has Ireland gone backwards this year?
No. Well, if you look at our results, we've lost, twice to England away, and we've lost to France away, and we've won the rest of our games. Am I right in saying that? Yeah. If you're talking about results, which is what Test match rugby is about, like if we can win on Saturday, there's been plenty of Irish teams over the years that have lost in Twickenham and lost in France, and were the games we could have won? Maybe not the first England game, but the second one and the third one, the French one, we definitely feel like there's things that we did that got away from us. And England were in a World Cup final. They're probably one of the better teams in the world at the moment, and we need to get up to that level. So have we gone backwards? Well, not when you compare it to 2019. If you go and compare it to 2018, obviously, but we went backwards in 2019 from the same team went backwards. So we're like, we're just saying what we feel. I know you guys don't agree, but we feel like we're progressing, and we need to show it. And that's where the gap in opinion is that we're doing some big learning, some great things in training, some bits in the games where you're talking about playing well against Wales at home. But again, in bits and pieces, we need to put out the 80-minute performance with the finishing touches, because we feel, and we can show you some video clips if you want of us creating lots of opportunities that we're just not finishing, and that's the big learning for us. When there's opportunities at Test level, you've got to take them, and when they're as clear cut as the ones that we're creating, we need to take them, and that's where we feel. You can disagree if you want, but that's where we are.
Talking to David Newsfore yesterday, and you mentioned about obviously the contracts being moved back, and oftentimes players have spoken about they want to get these contracts out of the way around Christmas time before it even comes into the new year. And for you, Johnny, we know your contract finishes at the end of the year, your current one. Is it kind of an anxious time?
Well, I think the first thing I'd say is I think it's an anxious time for everyone in the world. Like I don't think there's much certainty with anything going on at the moment, and we're just in that category at the moment. There's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing, like I'm sure the IRFU would have loved to have got their players under contract. I know they would have liked to have started, but they can't, because they need to be in a position to know exactly what's going out, and be able to honour those contracts, and we understand that. We've been briefed on it through the Players Association, and it is what it is. It's not ideal from anyone's point of view, but look, it's not a reason why our performances haven't been what they want. They will, that's just excuses, and we don't want to make excuses. But obviously, tough time for a lot of people in the world.
Okay, guys, take the last one in the live section.
Okay, I'll hop in there, John, if there's no one else. Johnny, I asked this to Robbie Henshaw as well, and sure, look, obviously you'll be able to tell us, like, there is a lot of talk about if this Ireland team has moved away from the detail that underpinned the Joe Schmidt's team, and I suppose Andy came in and spoke about players being themselves and all the rest. Have players been given too much freedom, and has it been to your detriment that you might have moved away from the detail, as I said, that underpinned the Joe Schmidt team?
No, there's definitely a lot of detail in what we're doing, and that's what's getting us into those opportunities that I spoke about, and the way we haven't finished some of those opportunities. If you talk about the amount of time we've had in opposition 22, and we just haven't capitalised, that's us. That's us not executing. Sometimes we're seeing it and we're not executing. Other times we're not seeing it and we're just running ourselves into brick walls. So it's a mixture of a few things, but it's definitely not. There's definitely massive improvements we can make in certain areas of our game. And sometimes, look, we'll be the first to admit that when you're trying, I suppose, a new sort of shape and a new way of playing, sometimes you can lose sight of the smaller details that when you become comfortable with the bigger stuff, the bigger structures, then you can start to concentrate on the small detail. I suppose at the start we maybe got away from it a little bit because we were, you know, trying some new things and some new shape stuff, which is a bigger picture. And yeah, we've spoke about those finer details that we were so successful under. But the I suppose the perfect combination is being able to do both, is to have that detail in around what you're trying to do and the detail in around the ruck and the breakdown and things that let us down on Saturday in particular.